What is going on, Investing Bros Nation? You're tuned into the first crypto news show of the trading day. I'm live weekdays 9 a.m. And today I have a very, very big treat for you. You know him, you love him. You probably watch his YouTube content if you are into low cap gems, and you probably follow him over on Twitter if you are into low cap gems as well. This is his Twitter here. You guys make sure you go follow him. He is Crypto Seth. Crypto, how are you doing, Crypto Seth?
I'm doing very good. It's a pleasure to be here on today. It's been a very long time since we've last had a collaboration, probably upwards of 2-3 months. So It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, awesome. It's awesome to have you on. Man, our schedules are always so busy, it's so hard to find time, but we're making it happen. Where are you streaming in from today?
I'm back home. I'm in Dubai at the moment, so that's where I'm streaming from. It's around 6 p.m. in Dubai right now.
6 p.m. All right, so you've had dinner. You're cruising into probably getting into your jammies after this. Gonna be maybe popping on Netflix, popping on something, watching and then dozing off. I literally just woke up like probably an hour and a half ago, so it's pretty wild.
Yeah, very, very different schedules there, but no Netflix, only crypto.
Only crypto. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
You get
no
some
fun for the next 2 years.
You got some leaked episodes of Killer Whales. Is that what's going on here?
Absolutely.
Cool, Seth. All right, well, let me jump in real quick. You can come along with me. I'm gonna take a look at the Bitcoin charts here because we are the first live crypto show for your trading day, live at 9 a.m. I want to show you guys. There's nothing's changed. Okay, so if you're waking up, you haven't checked Bitcoin price yet. You're just clicking on this YouTube video. Thank you so much for joining. Awesome that you would make that decision. But Bitcoin is sideways. Nothing really to report here. Yesterday, kind of towards the market close of the New York session, we got up above the midline of the Bollinger Band, which is bullish. You know, it's good. That's a nice little milestone here on the 4-hour chart, but it's still sideways, right? Really loving that 42.5 to 43 range. Right now we're rocking out at this level here, 42.8, and that's kind of where the market is agreeing Bitcoin is valued at here in kind of mid-January. So taking a look also at the green histograms here, they're continuing to accelerate, but you know it's a decelerating rate of acceleration. If you kind of read between the lines there, is that bearish? I wouldn't say it's quite bearish, but it's not bullish, right? The rate of buying is actually decreasing, but it's still not overall bearish momentum. So it's kind of could go either way, right? And MACD lines are pointing up. There's been a bull cross here on the 4-hour. MACD lines are pulling up, so that is bullish definitively. Getting back up above that zero line is going to be even more bullish. So what does this all mean? Sideways. That's what it equals because there's bullish and bearish indicators. Sideways movement is kind of what is on the menu. Taking a look at my watch list here, I'm seeing mostly green on the altcoins. Ethereum is up 0.7 this morning, and this is what its chart looks like. It's mostly to the side. So Crypto Seth, that's our morning open. It's a snooze fest. And there's really nothing to report in terms of the mega caps. And that's why I brought you on, because we need to dive deep in these moments of lack of volatility, kind of the calm before the storm. Of course, we know with the Bitcoin halving coming in April 12th is kind of where it's pinpointed through calculations on chain. We've kind of know that there's going to be some very bullish movements to the upside. But for now, we're seeing nothing but crab movements, sideways trading on the charts for these mega caps, especially Bitcoin. So I wanted to bring you on to kind of dive into some smaller cap coins that maybe folks haven't heard of, because they've delved deep into the AVAXs, the Trons of the world, maybe even the XRPs or the Cardano. But where Crypto Seth lives is actually much further down the market cap list. So Seth, I want to hand it over to you. What have you been tracking? What are some narratives you're excited about in 2024? And what are some of those altcoin gems that you have smiling about?
Yeah, so we'll start off with narratives. Now, the spot ETF is bullish for many reasons, but a reason that I detected it would be bullish is because we're going to have Bitcoin scaling solution related cryptocurrencies take off. Projects which aim to scale Bitcoin to allow it to be used more effectively. Because once Bitcoin's institutionalized and legitimized, network's going to get congested. It's going to be much harder to transact Bitcoin effectively. The fees are going to be ridiculous. So people need more effective ways to utilize Bitcoin altogether. Therefore, scaling solutions will do well as a result. Which is why a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, I brought you guys TIK TOK, which is a scaling solution for Bitcoin and many other altcoins. For you investing BROZ fans, you got that at $4. Not around the blockchain, not other shows. You investing bro fans, you got that at $4. And it went all the way up to $45, which is a clean more than 10x for you guys. So great that you guys got that. However, there's many other scaling solutions on the market. Projects such as Mint Layer, which is another scaling solution for Bitcoin, which aims to add more utility. But scaling solutions in general, because the spot ETF is going to allow for Bitcoin to be utilized more effectively, and then institutions need to utilize it. And they're not just going to utilize Bitcoin itself, so they're going to look for alternative methods to do so. So everyone pay attention to scaling solutions for Bitcoin specifically. On the longer term, you can look towards scaling solutions for other blockchains, but just for the short term, focus on Bitcoin scaling solutions. You'll probably end up being very profitable if you do so. So that's the first kind of thing I want to talk about, scaling solutions for Bitcoin, due to the fact that Bitcoin is going to get institutionalized. So we need a more effective way to transact it. So that's the first one. Now, if we do move away from scaling solutions, because I have talked about that a lot recently, so I don't want to keep talking about it. If you move over to other narratives, in the crypto space, it's probably around 2 narratives that stand out to the rest, which is gaming and AI. We all know this. Gaming and AI is probably the 2 most bullish narratives for this upcoming cycle that people are talking about. And there's many great gaming projects, but there isn't many great AI projects, because most AI projects are mere copycats of ChatGPT, or they're not even really AI projects. You have an AI assistant, you're not an AI project. You just have an AI assistant. So when we do find a quality AI project, it's something we have to hold on to. It's something we have to really pay attention to. And in my perspective, there's 3 AI projects that stand out more than the rest. You have Bit and Sol Tau, which is an AI infrastructure. It's a layer 1 for AI. It's considered the Bitcoin of AI. If you want to build your AI systems on a decentralized network, you're going over to Tau to do so. So that's the number 1 pick. But that's much higher market cap. Now, if you go lower market cap, you get projects such as AI Tech. Now, AI Tech is a very interesting project in my perspective. And I can pull up my screen and show you guys some of what AI Tech have to offer and what they're even doing in the first place. You guys can understand it. Never invest into a project you don't understand. That's my perspective. If we take a look at what AI Tech exactly is, in the most simplest form, they have a high performance computing data center, meaning they're producing computing power. Well, why do we need to produce this computing power? Well, we need it for AI systems because AI is ever growing in our society today. We need something to power it. And they're providing that solution to power AI systems. And they're also offering AI as a service. And this is very important. Very, very important. I'm going to tell you why right now. What institution is going to come to the blockchain and build a solution for their business? They're not going to do that. No institution is going to come over to crypto and decide I'm going to build on a blockchain a solution for my own business. They're going to go to a service that provides that and utilize it. For example, that's why businesses go to Amazon Web Services. That's why they go to Microsoft Azure. That's why they go to Google Cloud. They don't go and build their own storage infrastructure, do they? So the fact that AI Tech is offering AI as a service is very important because they're providing solutions for businesses to merely adopt. They're not saying, hey, here's the tools, create it yourself. They're not providing the solution. So, to start off with, those are the 2 things I want to mention. Bitcoin scaling solutions, very bullish. Spot ETF is going to make them bullish. AI is a very bullish narrative, but there isn't great picks, and AI Tech is a good one, and Tau is a good one too.
That's a good point, Seth, because the Microsofts and the Amazons, and the Googles of the world, like they're going to be trotting out and trying to market heavily, their AI services to the next Fortune 1000 companies, right? But those Fortune 1000 companies might say, well, we kind of want to engage with the blockchain. We're not a huge fan of, corporate America for whatever reason. We want to go to the blockchain services and see kind of what is going on there in terms of artificial intelligence services for our customers, for our clients. That's definitely not going to be the decision that the majority of Fortune 1000 companies do, in my opinion, but some of them will, right? And so your thesis is they're not going to want to go to a blockchain like AVAX and say, hey, how can we build an artificial intelligence program, DApp, right, on top of your layer one in order for our customers and clients to use that DApp? They're not going to do that because they're going to have to hire more. They're going to have to hire their own blockchain developers and blah, blah, blah. And that's going to be a bunch of expense and knowledge that they have to pay for versus going to a project like what you're suggesting and saying, hey, you guys have a ready-made product like Google, like Amazon, but you're on the blockchain. I want to utilize your services and bring value to my clients and customers. That's kind of what you're saying here.
100%. At the end of the day, all we can do is look at what businesses do. And when businesses want a solution to a problem, they go find people that have the solution to the problem. They rarely hire a whole new team of people having to pay them salaries of $100,000 a year, maybe even more, to then provide a solution to the problem. They say, okay, well, look, here's the market. Where in this market is the solution? Oh, look, they have a solution. Let's go and utilize the services. That's what people do. You don't go and build your own Google. You don't go build your own Microsoft Azure. You don't do that. You utilize a service.
Yeah.
So we have many of these blockchains out there, which are great. Don't get me wrong. You may be a layer one for AI, but if we're going to be realistic, no one's going to adopt your random layer one for AI because no one's going to build on it. Because at the end of the day, if an institution was to build an AI service, they're going to build it on Ethereum. They're going to build it on Polkadot. They're going to build it on Polygon. They're going to build it on something the regulators know about because it's not worth the risk to not do so. So that's kind of my take on it.
It's a good point. So what sets this project apart? Why is this project really, really unique? And maybe a little bit about the founders, about the tokenomics.
I'll tell you about it. So in Europe at the moment, there is a lack of high performance computing power in general. Europe actually have to outsource to North America, to Asia, to get that computing power because it's not being produced in Europe. So Europe actually account for 1/3 of all computing power consumed, but they produce less than 10%.
Wow.
So this is why we have a project like Solidus, who have a real data center they're building in Romania, right? A real data center they're building in Romania to provide this computing power to governments, the institutions, the organizations, the engineers, whoever needs it. So that's the first thing. They're actually solving a real problem. And at the end of the day, that's how blockchain technology should be utilized, to solve a real problem that exists, utilizing blockchain technology to do it more effectively. Now, they also offer, as I mentioned before, AI as a service, infrastructure as a service. But the best part about AI tech, in my perspective, is the fact that every single thing on AI tech, you need the AI tech token to do. So it's not one of those platforms where you can do it with USDT, USDC. If you want to utilize any of the services, you need to buy AI tech to use them. Whether it's the launchpad, whether it's the AI as a service, the infrastructure, whatever it is, you need the AI tech token. And also the beauty of it is the AI token is deflationary. So every single time it gets used, 10 to 15% of that is burned. So it's deflationary. So you need the token to utilize the services. And why would you utilize the services? Because there's a real need to utilize the services that's solving an issue. And every time you use it, some gets burnt. It's deflationary. So that ties into the tokenomics there as well.
That's awesome. That's great. So one thing I'm noticing, kind of looking at the Solidus AI Tech ticker AI Tech page here on CoinMarketCap, is that they're on a decent amount of exchanges, but they're not yet on Coinbase or Binance. So they're on like the LBank, BitGet, PancakeSwap, obviously, Gate.io. So is it bullish that they're not yet on Coinbase and Binance? Do you think that they'll be listed on those exchanges?
They basically said that they are going to be listed on Binance.
Oh, wow.
So when you have an exchange, when you have a project that's already listed on Probit Global, which is very hard to do, basically all the other exchanges already, other than a few of the top ones, such as Binance, you know it's in the near future. But ultimately, it's bullish because don't release it now. Wait, Wait till there's more volume in crypto. Wait till the bull market, because then that's going to be news that will cause parabolic price movement.
No.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Well, taking a look at the chart, which we usually use TradingView, but I'll just go ahead and look at it on there's just the simple coin market cap. You can see that it's had quite a jump here recently. So at the beginning of the year, January 1st, 2024, Solitas was trading at not 15 cents, 0.015. And then, more recent, and then it had a big shoot up to 0.06, and now is pulled back to 0.05. So is this pullback kind of where you are thinking is a good entry point for folks, or do you think that there's going to be more downside? Because I am also looking at this chart, and there was a pullback down to 0.04. Now, what I'll say to kind of answer that question and run in front is, Bitcoin could have a bigger pullback down to 35, down to 30,000 even. So is this a good place to get exposure to this name and then buy back more lower? Or is this where you want to load up your bags for Solitas?
it's always wise to just gain exposure to a bullish project, especially when it's a low cap gem, because you don't know what's going to happen. Because they're low market cap and low liquidity, they could pump at any point in time. So you definitely want to gain exposure regardless of what the technical analysis suggests, because you wake up tomorrow, it's up 3x. You wake up tomorrow, it's up 10x. Now, if we do have a pullback with Bitcoin, a pre-halving dump also, let's just say, could just happen every single time. So historically, it should happen again. We will see lower. We're not going to see new lows, but we will see a significant pullback, maybe in the 30 to 40% region.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'd recommend, based on my personal opinion, is to gain exposure now. And if we do have a pullback, you accumulate. If we don't, then at least you have your bags packed to some extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And obviously, none of this is financial advice, and this is a good place to probably jump into a disclaimer. Usually on this show, we're talking about price action in Bitcoin, right? The big one, right? But sometimes we'll talk about Ethereum. Sometimes we'll talk about Cardano, AVAX. I think we looked at Chainlink yesterday, right? So we'll dip into some alternative cap coins. However, what we're talking about here is a $21 million market cap coin. And that, millions might sound like a lot. That's not a lot. 21 million is not a lot. If I zoom out to, let's go to Chainlink and take a look at its market cap. The market cap for Chainlink is 8.6 billion, right? So a little bit of a difference there. Just a disclaimer, folks. If you've been hesitant to buy Chainlink, right? If you think Chainlink is too far out on the risk curve for you, then something like Solitas is probably not going to be something. It should be something you're interested in, but it's probably something that you're going to want to do your own research quite a bit on before you even consider it, right? But for those of you who have been, buying Chainlinks, maybe you've been buying Caspa, right? You've been looking into some of these different altcoins, and you've been finding some success at buying them low and probably holding them, but maybe selling them high. Solitas is probably in some of these smaller caps that Crypto Seth shouts out. There's something you might want to start taking a look at. So a little bit of a disclaimer there for you guys. Obviously, the more reward that there is potential for, the higher the risk there is going to be, and that's something that's been true in financial markets since the tulip era, right, in the Netherlands there, back in I want to say it was the 1600s. So that's not going anywhere anytime soon. All right, well, we've got Solitas. Are there any other projects that have kind of been on your radar there, Seth? And thank you so much for showing us that one.
Yeah, no worries. So that's in regards to AI. So let's just go back a bit. So for layer ones, we have Tectum. In my perspective, there's no better layer one than Tectum in the crypto space at all. There really isn't. And I'll tell you why right now.
Wow.
Because most great layer ones are getting funded quite heavily. So when they release, they're releasing 400, 500, 600, $1 billion in market cap. That's pretty high. Whereas Tectum is on the same level of quality, but released at a very low market cap. I'm talking about you could have been scooping up Tectum at 2 million in market cap. Very, very low. So that is the beauty of Tectum in my perspective. It's very rare you get the ability to buy into a high quality layer one at a low market cap. And it kind of gives me Matic vibes, because I invested into Matic last cycle, and it's one of those cryptocurrencies where you could have been scooping it up at 100 million in market cap, 50 million in market cap, 30 million in market cap. They come very rarely because now they're very funded. You see Say, you see Siri, they're releasing at high market caps. Pyth, they're releasing at high market caps. So I don't believe you can get a better layer one than Tectum out there. Now, you guys all know I was covering this at a very low price, $2, $3. But now, the whole of the crypto space is onto this. Crypto Banter's now making videos on it. Chico Crypto's now making videos on it. Basically, every one of their mothers are making videos on Tectum now. And at the end of the day, what is the most important factor for crypto? Specifically in investing. Marketing. You want as many people to know about your crypto because who do people go to when they want to invest into cryptocurrency? They go to influencers. They go to YouTube. They go to Twitter. And now that every single major Twitter YouTuber is talking about Tectum, I'm fully confident that this is going to do well. And it's because the tech backs it up. It's the fastest layer one for DeFi. 1.3 million TPS. It's a scaling solution for any blockchain. Bitcoin, Ethereum, ordinals are doing more and more and more and more over time. And the best part about that is news that would cause pumps. We always look for these kind of projects which can continuously pump out news over time. And Tectum can do that brilliantly because they can just announce a new integration onto their blockchain. So then now they scale Solana. Now they scale AVAX. And it kind of bridges the communities too to help it generate hype and garner more investment as well. So ultimately, this is going to be the narrative of Bitcoin this cycle. It's going to be the narrative of scaling solutions for Bitcoin. And Tectum is the best scaling solution on Bitcoins for Bitcoin. So best layer one out there, without a doubt. I'd recommend check out my video if you want to know about it in more depth. So we'll start off with layer ones. Tectum, 100%.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Just jump in really quick. Kasha Cats dropping a super chat. Thank you so much, Kasha Cats. Saying, great guest, T-Shroom. Crypto Seth is the real deal for 100x gems. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is true. I'm going to put another disclaimer in here. And Seth, I want you to jump right back into it. But there are a lot of people on YouTube claiming to have picked low cap gems. A lot of them are paid by those very projects that they're promoting. Yep. Seth and some of the other gem hunters that we have on, they are not. We don't. It's not that we don't bring on folks who are promoting or being paid to promote coins. It's just the ones that we have brought on happen to not do that. And Seth, maybe you could speak to that for a second and then jump right back into it. But thank you so much for that super chat, Kasha Cats. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure that you subscribe and like. And all of Crypto Seth's links are in the first links in the description.
Yeah, so I've never accepted any paid promotion in my life. I have no plans to accept any form of paid promotions because ultimately you're dealing with people's lives here. I can make a video talking about how good a project is. I've been paid by the project, and then you guys will invest and get wrecked. I'm not here to do any of that. It's disingenuous. It's evil in a way, I'd say. So I never will accept any paid promotion, and I never have before. We need those people in the crypto space to just provide genuine alpha based on their research, analytics, etc. So just be careful, guys. If an influencer is making a new video every single day in a new project, it's probably because they've been paid. It really is. So just be careful out there because people are disingenuous. People are accepting money. Most of the YouTubers in the space are. Keep this in mind. Most of them are. So just be careful, guys. Just be careful.
Yeah.
So, Tectum for layer ones. AI tech for AI. Let's go for a new one. I haven't talked about this one on your channel before. But we're going to come back in 3 months and this is going to 10x as well, just like Tectum. And that's karate. Karate combat. Nice. Now, this is a gem in my opinion because it's rare we have a crypto as legitimate as this one. Most cryptos are made by people in their mum's basements. They're not realistic. They're not legitimate. Karate Combat is a real life fighting organization that existed before it had a cryptocurrency that decided to use cryptocurrency to add a gamble-fi-like element to the project. So let's pull up my screen here and show you guys. Let's get it up here. So this is Karate Combat. As you guys can see, they have 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. Whoa. Pumping out content all the time. It's a real life fighting organization that exists. And they have a crypto. This cryptocurrency is built on Ethereum and it's built on Hedera. Now, this cryptocurrency is used for something called up-only gaming. And I'm going to explain that in a little bit. I just want to pull up the screen for you guys to see. So this up-only gaming element that they have is basically gambling, but not gambling. The reason I say it's gambling and not gambling is because you can't actually lose any money on it. So when you bet with Karate Combat, you can make 15% if the fighter you bet on wins. But if they lose, you break even, you don't make anything. So that is the main use of the token, and also governance of decisions of Karate Combat. For example, at the moment, they're having a rule change because they had a vote, and the Karate Combat holders, they voted, yeah, let's change this rule, and now they're changing the rule. But the main use of the token is this GambleFi-like element. It's called up-only gaming. Now, I know T-Shim, you're going to ask a question. You're going to say, is this sustainable? That's what the question everyone asks. Is this sustainable? Yes, it's sustainable. I'll tell you why right now. It's the same as staking. Staking, you make 20%, 30%, 40% APY a year. That's the same with karate. Just not locked up in staking. You're going to make it per event you bet on. And that's only if the fighter wins. Staking, anyone can stake. There's no requirements. Whereas it's a 50% chance that you do actually make to 10 to 15%. So it's actually arguably less lucrative than staking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say in regards to sustainability of the Karate Combat betting. But yeah, that's the project. I recommend people check it out. It's going to be very big in my opinion. Very big.
Absolutely. And taking a look here at it on CoinMarketCap, it's currently rocking out at an $18 million market cap. Is that accurate?
Head over to CoinGecko. It's currently at 30 million in market cap.
30 million? Okay. Yeah, so, we'll do that. Let's see, CoinGecko. Yeah, that's an awesome one. And I've seen a couple of those fights. It looks like you had watched a couple of those YouTube videos yourself. And I know that you fancy yourself a little bit of martial arts, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and exactly what you said. So about just under $30 million market cap over on CoinGecko, guys. If you're like, whoa, why does it say different things on different websites? There's literally, it might even be millions of cryptos at this point. And these two websites that are kind of the mainstays for keeping track of the market caps, they're trying to keep track of infinite data almost at this point, right? So CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, you always want to make sure, especially when you're adding an address to a wallet, you want to make sure that the wallets are the same on both. And what do I mean by that specifically? Let me help you guys out. So if you were to add it to your MetaMask wallet right here, the address for Karate Combat, you want to verify that that is the same as over on CoinMarketCap, which I'll just go back to. I'm sure the address is the same. So 84 is the last, and then 84. So the address is the same, right? And you could do a more rigorous verification process if you want, but ultimately they're trying to pull the data, and they're not going to get it 100% right for smaller caps like this. And that's a risk you have to be aware of in gem hunting. Is the data that you're getting is not going to be as accurate and as valid as if you're just trying to invest in Cardano or AVAX, right? Which are extremely accurate to the T because of how much trading volume there is.
Very true.
Karate Combat, Tectum, and Solitis, which is AI Tech, is the ticker for that one. These are some great projects, and I really appreciate you bringing them to our attention. We are at 9:30, which is actually, we're a 30-minute show. So, is there anything else that you wanted to tell the audience about what you do, about how they can find you, or anything like that? Uh-oh, I think you're muted.
What I'll say is, number one, make sure you guys stay safe in crypto. Never press on airdrop links. The 99% of them are scams. I'll also say, make sure you do your own research. Number two. Number three, I'll say, listen carefully to the people you watch. How often do they contradict themselves? They say one thing, they preach one thing, and they do another thing. Very important. Because the crypto space is full of very disingenuous people. And number four, I'll say, do your research into Tectum. do your research into AI tech and do your research into karate combat. Rare a project like those exist. It's rare you have a tech team. It's rare you have an AI tech, and it's really rare you have karate. Because this is a legit fighting organization. Imagine if the UFC created a token. It's crazy. Anyways, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, they just might one day. They just might. It'd be really, really interesting to see the UFC or the NFL, right, or the MLB, create a token. I don't think it's impossible, but we shall see. I think we'll need to get a little further into this crypto digital age before we see something like that. But here you go. You can front run the phenomenon in general by taking a look and maybe even investing in karate combat. Well, Seth, it's been extremely, extremely awesome to have you on. As always, make sure you guys go follow Crypto Seth here. And then he's also got a link on YouTube. The link is there. So if you follow him on Twitter or X, you could just click this link and follow him on YouTube as well. And he'll absolutely be on again very, very soon. Hopefully we'll get you on in February and every month for the rest of the year. And so you can be helping us load up our bags and helping us, kind of show, what aren't good coins and what are good coins. So this is a 30-minute show. We're going to hop off, but thank you so much for joining me, Seth, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.